clean the house before we get started. For those who are rocking with me from day one, I appreciate the support. For those who may be new here, coming in out the door, for your boy, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, get it cracking in the comments. Every bit of your engagement absolutely helps promote me into the YouTube algorithm. I thank y'all for all the support. Now let's get to it. Drop the video.
I saw a post that said black men would have been okay with slavery if it only happened to black women. And yes, the answer is yes, they would have. It probably would have lasted a lot longer too.
God, if you listen, help! I can't take it no more.
Are you stupid? No, that's a genuine question. Are you legitimately stupid? Do you actually believe that black men would have been completely okay with their own women being in the servitude of chattel slavery while they were walking around free? This is why radical feminism makes you stupid, because the whole premise is based on a hypothetical that you cannot prove other than, trust me, bro, they would have. There's no way, as a foundational black American who have studied the history of our ancestors fighting for the right to be free, fighting oppression, standing strong through adverse conditions of barbarism, that you're going to tell me that because of a modern gender war, black men would absolutely be okay with our women being in slavery.
Shit.
Bitch, you can't be for real. I know I don't use that word. I don't use it lightly, and I really don't use that word, and I don't like throwing it around, but are you fucking for real? I've seen this silly ass notion float around social media, and people actually entertain this with some level of pseudo intellectualism, as if this has any bearing of truth. There's no way possible, with all the blood that was shed, all the black men that were lynched, lost their lives, unalive, protecting their women and children, their families, protecting the community, that you're going to reach back and tell me they would have been okay with black women being stuck under the servitude of slavery?
Go on.
This misandry got a hold on y'all and make y'all stupid, man. You cannot be this damn stupid. I just refuse that y'all believe this. This is gaslighting and rage bait. This is done to gin up clicks, likes, and views from a group of women who are so dysfunctional. They have to create hypotheticals that cannot be proven, that cannot be substantiated. The only thing they're going off is, trust me, bro, and my emotions. Y'all can't be serious, man. In the black community, we got to entertain things that are substantially laden with something that's tangible. We can have a dialogue about the discourse between black men and black women in this gender war without being this damn stupid. This is stupid. This makes no sense. This is waxing about something you cannot possibly prove. You have no evidence. You don't have any evidence, even in modern times, to support these claims. It's just misandry.
You know, a lot of men are also currently crashing out because they finally realized that their bloodlines end today. Many of them were also counting on the baby mama retirement plan to use to grow old comfortably. And now that women see the jig is up. Many of them have frankly been relying on the stupidity of women to get by. And that's why many of them are so comfortable telling women, just give me my baby. I don't want you. They're using us as cheap incubators. Now that so many women are opting out of motherhood and marriage, they no longer have this option. And this is why many of them are crashing out, because they can no longer rely on the same tricks that the older men in their families did. It's either you come correct or your bloodline ends. And many of them don't know how to come correct and feel they don't have to come correct. So it's over for them. Their entire bloodline will end with them. This is why many of them are crashing out as well, ladies. They were relying on you to carry their genes, and they were also relying on you to take care of them in old age. The baby mama retirement plan is no longer working.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Baby mama retirement plan. I find that interesting. Let's run over some actual facts here. Black women are the lowest income earners in America, probably a little above. I'll make a slight edification to that. A little bit above Hispanic women, and definitely above Native Americans. But when we're talking about the top three, Asians, white, and blacks, black women are the lowest income earners in America. Right after them is black men. Another fact, black women are the most evicted, and black women have, since April, been losing their jobs at a very high rate. Not to mention the fact, black women tend to be the most in debt, the most indebted practically in the entire country. So, with all that being said, what's the retirement plan for women who don't have $500 in their bank account for emergencies? What's that? What does that retirement plan actually look like? SSI? That's the retirement plan? Because I have a couple of questions, just a little couple of questions here. Why are you having children by a man who doesn't work and have substantial income to support a family? First question. Of course, you're going to obfuscate and say, well, he became a bad man after I had a child for him, right? This is the usual line of excuses. Why are you with a man that doesn't have a plan for his future? That's my second question. They won't be able to answer that question either. I have the answers for that question, but I'm sure you don't want to hear it. And thirdly, no one's bloodline is ending. Or I should say, no one's bloodline is ending. Black women are still producing and popping out babies. For a small 18% of men who they sexually desire, but nonetheless, you're still popping out children. Black women have over 1 million more children than black men by non-black men. So whose bloodline are you ending? Or is this, like I suspect, this is just more misandry? Some guy hurt you. You're bitter. You're broken. The guy that you thought that your vajayjay, that your box would keep in line, and it didn't. The guy that you only were sexually attracted to, didn't vet, didn't look at any other characteristics. Was he a good, decent guy? Was he a good man to be a father? What's his ambition and drive like? What's his 5 or 10-year plan? What's his goals? You didn't see any of that. Just saw fine shit, like y'all say. That's what you saw. Fine shit. And so when you base an entire relationship off of how fine a man is, which is weird, then you get these results. My suggestion to you would be to stop having babies for Pookie and Ray Ray. Close your legs, build yourself up, make yourself into something decent that a decent man, or decent man, I should say, would desire. And maybe you wouldn't have these asinine ass takes about people's bloodline ending because women are choosing to opt out of having children when they're actually not. Most Americans are choosing to have children later, but they're not opting out of having children. Not this community, not the ones that look like you or I. That's not happening. So you can save it. No one's buying it.
If a man ever said his ex left him and he make it seem like he did everything for her and she was so unappreciative and she was so ungrateful, you're going to see exactly why that woman left. Women do not leave good men.
Your whole entire premise is built off the fact that those women were good women because y'all believe that women are inherently good and men are inherently bad.
He ain't lying.
Women initiate most breakups. Women initiate 80% of divorces. It doesn't mean she's a good woman because she's leaving. That just means she's a quitter. Oftentimes, women are engaged in solipsism. They're self-centered. A woman will break up her family for her happiness, while a man will keep his family together despite him being happy or unhappy. I want to know what makes a lot of you ladies on social media believe that y'all are special. That women are these mystical, magical creatures that do no wrong. They're sugar and spice, unicorns, puppies, and kittens. Women have a lot of problems. A lot of women are antidepressants, use alcohol, they're club whores, they're 304s, they bop it up all over social media and show their ass literally and figuratively. And I just want to know what makes you think women are decent. I'm not saying that in reality, for the most part, most women aren't decent. I'm talking about you heifers on social media. You make these assumptions as if women have their shit figured out. And a lot of times, women are just as dysfunctional as the men they pick. So you match each other. Water seeks its own level. The reason you keep getting shitty guys is because you're a shitty woman. End of story.
Bingo.
If you look at just the numbers of domestic violence, it's a good indicator, it's a good window into society. Heterosexual numbers are here. Lesbian numbers are here. Gay couples are here. Men are supposed to be more violent, but who's really the problem? I'm answering it because truth hurts. The reality is women are more aggressive and assertive. They fight dirty. They fight with their words. And as a consequence of that, they have a much higher domestic violence rate. They're entitled. They're empowered. A woman can hit you.
Yeah, I just would leave.
She can do whatever she wants to hurt you.
Yeah.
And she's going to call the cops and say, he hit me. Who's going to jail?
Me.
What does that do to women? Completely empowers them to be abusive. They don't have to learn the limits of their abilities.
Hell no.
He's absolutely right. How many times and how many videos have we seen of a woman striking out in anger using physical violence because a guy said something she didn't like? He did something she didn't like. Women are given grace. Women have no restrictions placed on their emotions. They have no restrictions placed on their behavior. A lot of times women have unchecked emotional rage, which makes them aggressive because no one has told them that you have to have your emotions in check. They have to have their emotions regulated because women are told that they have or possess emotional intelligence from the start, and they don't. Emotional intelligence is something that is taught. But we live in a society where they give women grace and believe that they are emotionally intelligent off bat. But we've seen this time and time again. They're highly aggressive, highly emotional, highly volatile, and violent. So much so that if a man says something most women don't like, and I'm talking about on social media, they respond with aggressive violence, aggressive words. They play dirty, like he said. Women believe in reputation destruction. A woman will destroy your reputation as a means of violence. We've seen this with this ridiculous T-app. They will actually use this type of aggression to get back. When they can't physically harm a man or harm anyone for that fact, they'll use what's called reputation destruction. They'll destroy how other people see you. And this is a very, very aggressive form of manipulation. It's akin to violence because if you destroy a person's reputation, a lot of things can happen after you destroy a person's reputation through humiliation and degradation. That person can unalive themselves. They can become a former shell of who they were. So these things are acts that women commit in their aggressive, violent nature that society, for some reason, overlooks because they're female, because they're women. And as a society, we oftentimes see a woman strike out against a man, and the first thing we ask is, what did he do? You flip that, and a man does something to a woman, his actions are never questioned. He's always liable for his own actions. He's the one who's responsible for him acting out. It's never an outside force. But with women, it's always an outside force why they behave in that way. You'll hear him say it. You'll see it in the comments. Well, what did he do? He had to do something to make her act like that. She didn't just act like that on her own. And I find it ridiculous. We know that we have a tendency to infantilize women, obfuscate their behavior on outside forces when it's in fact just who they are. And she's completely and solely responsible for her behavior and her actions. But we as a society, we are a gynocentric focused society, a femme-centric society where we give women ultimate grace, and we always, always, always say it's an outside force. It's an outside force, I should say, that caused their behavior and their actions. And this nonsense has got to stop. We have to be able to hold an adult gender just as responsible as the other adult gender that we hold responsible for their actions.
Why do dads get to do everything independently? You're gonna go work on your truck? Don't worry, I'll watch the kids. You're gonna go mow the grass? I got the kids. You're gonna go work down in the shed on whatever the heck you do down there. Kids can stay in with me. But you want a clean house to live in? You want all your clothes washed? You want food to fill your belly? Don't worry, I'll do it with a baby on my hip and a toddler screaming hanging onto my leg. It'll be all right.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Amazing. All the things she named are safe to do with children around. All the things she named for men are absolutely dangerous for children to be around. You can cook in the house in shelter with children being around because you can watch them and you can keep them out of the kitchen. You can do those things with children. Can't work on a car with a child around. It's dangerous. You can't go in a workshop and work with children around. It's dangerous. All the things that you can do as a female or a woman in a house can be done with the safety of children in mind. When men are doing things, working on cars, working in workshops, cutting and mowing grass, those things are dangerous. Have you ever tried to do those things with a baby on your arm? I know you haven't. I know you haven't. See, it's easy looking from the outside in to say that men are this, men are that. Men don't want to take care of their own kids. Women can do all these things with a baby on their arm because the things you're doing with a baby on your arm isn't dangerous. The thing that the man is doing is quite dangerous for himself and absolutely dangerous for a child. What part of this don't y'all get? I know y'all content form, y'all get on social media, and you have to make these misandrous, latent points and asinine points to belittle men to make it seem like men aren't doing their part. Have you ever, for once, stopped to think that those men are simply looking out for the best interests of your children? No, it's just he's lazy. He's unwilling to shoulder the burden of his own children. A lot of you ladies have no conceptual idea of what it is that men do. You think that you have it so hard until you try to do the things men do because you won't do them, you don't want to do them, and you're incapable of doing them. So you believe that housework is akin to working on a car. It's not. It's not. One requires extreme focus. Not saying that housework isn't something you have to be focused on, but it requires extreme focus to actually do it correctly. And how can you possibly watch a child while working on a car, in a workshop, mowing, cutting the grass, raking up leaves? How the hell are you going to have a child on your arm or in your arms when you're raking up leaves? I would love to see that happen. And if you want to attach a child to a man's back while he's raking leaves, while all the dander and the allergens that float about from raking and cutting grass that could adversely affect that child's health in that moment, then you don't care about your children. You just care about pushing your work off onto the next person, i.e. your husband, their father, because you believe in this femme-centric world we live in that women are the ultimate stewards of doing right and the ultimate stewards of labor when you're actually not. All the things that you do that's laborious are highly convenient because men modernize the world for you so it wouldn't be so laborious. But yeah, keep pushing the misandry, keep belittling your husband, keep embarrassing your husband, making it seem like he's not a decent guy when in fact he is, and you just need content. That's all I got, man. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, get it cracking in the comments. I see y'all in the credits. 2 fingers. Peace. I'm out of here. Catch y'all in the next one.
Like Jesus.
You think that what we're fighting about is stupid. Just cause you don't agree don't mean it's stupid. Lately communication feels